Good morning, everyone. Welcome our guests for this panel discussion on the occasion of the International Girls in ICT Days. This year, it marks the 10th anniversary of International Girls in ICT Day, which is actually an initiative to empower girls and to raise awareness that girls and young women pursue successful careers in STEM and in information and communication technology. So welcome our guests. Our guests are Professor László Kollár, who is the Institute Leader of the Savaria Institute of Technology, ELTE Faculty of Informatics, and our student, Purnima Chakravarti. I have never pronounced your name. I just noticed it.
That's correct. Anyways,
PhD student in our institute, Anud Ahmed Rafat, who is a BSc student in mechanical engineering, and Mona Amar, who is also a BSc student in mechanical engineering. First of all, I would like to address some questions to Professor Kollár regarding what he thinks. So I would like to address this question to you. What do you think? Why is this kind of panel discussion necessary and important to have that kind of talks?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. So I think that the presence of women in engineering and also in the engineering school in university is important, and we have to make effort to increase the number of girls or women in the school and also in the engineering jobs. I think Anna knows better that, but it is said that when in a working environment there is a balance between the number of men and women, normally the working environment is better, and even the work itself is more effective. And we know that the women are underrepresented in also in the engineering jobs and also in the university among the engineering students. But I think that the performance of girls or women is not worse than that of men. But the problem is that even if we consider the children in grammar or secondary school, there are a much smaller number of girls who want to study natural science or engineering. So the students who come to our university to study in our institute is mainly based on the boys in these schools. And then so we can choose our students from a pool where there are much more boys than girls. Consequently, there will be much more male students in the university, and consequently, there will be much more male engineers in the job. So I think that it's important to send a message to the girls that engineering is not necessarily a male job. Women can also be successful, and it's good to show them that there are successful women in university and also in the engineering jobs.
How do you see now the situation in Hungary or in general? You have a lot of experience also abroad. How do you see that the boys and girls who choose to pursue a career or their studies in the STEM field, do they have the same opportunities or are there challenges for women?
I think the chances and opportunities are the same, but the problem is, as I said, that there are much more boys in the schools, in secondary school or in technical school where our students come from. But once they are successful, they can enroll to university. They can complete their studies, with similar results, and they can be successful in the job later. I worked several years in Canada and in England, and I saw that even in those countries, the number of men is greater than the number of women in the engineering schools and in engineering jobs, or I can say in natural science in general. But I think they are a couple of steps ahead, that they already began the activities to popularize this career among the young girls. And so still women are underrepresented either in the academia or in the industrial engineering jobs. But I think the ratio is already better than in Hungary. And even in our institute, we can notice that the ratio among the international students is better. It's about 1/3 of the students are women, but among the Hungarian students, it's around 10% or even below 10%. So it's important to send the message here in Hungary, also in Hungary, that this job is not only for men, that women and the girls are also welcome in this in the university and later in the job market.
This is really an interesting phenomena that in the international program, there are more female represented than in the Hungarian program. And also I would like to note that in our PhD programs, I think female students, PhD students, are overrepresented even. What do you think, how can the university in general facilitate that more and more women participate in STEM programs? And what does our institute specifically do for this?
I think such activities that we do now is the one way to make girls, or we try to make girls more interested in this domain. So this is one thing. We also a year or two ago we organized a day where we invited our former and present students, the female students, and also some women from the industry, to show that they can be successful. I think it's important to send the message to the young girls that if they are interested in mathematics and natural science, or even in more in this technical area, it's not a problem. It's not only for boys. They should be motivated that yes, they can continue in this area, and they are welcome in the engineering schools. And another important activity is in our campaign, we send a particular message for the girls with the same message that if they are interested in this area, there is no problem. It's completely normal. They should study and continue in this direction, and they can be engineers in the future.
Thank you very much, Professor Kollár. I think this is a very important message, actually, that we would like to transmit to the future generations, to be courageous enough and to realize their dreams and pursue a career in STEM. And I hope that our discussions with the students will also help regarding this. They can share their experiences, how they experienced life as a student, future female engineer, and also what were their experiences and what were their first memories and experiences that brought them to this field. So my first question would be actually that what was your first memory that you can think of that was the moment when you first felt to be attracted to STEM professions? Something fascinated you about STEM? And I would give it now, whoever wants to begin. Mona?
Yeah, maybe I can start because my story is a little bit not weird, but so interesting. So when I'm hearing it as 22 years old girl, it seems so interesting for me. Actually, what I'm doing now is a dream of an 8 years old girl. So on the 12th of April, for 8 years ago or something, it was my sister's birthday, and we were searching for the important event that happened on that day, except my sister's birthday. And we found out that there is a man named Yuri Gagarin he was the first man to do the one craft flight to the space. And everyone just said this topic and they just passed, but I just started asking questions about this topic, and I was just 8 years old, and my dad and my mom was like very excited how I'm interested about this topic. And then I started asking my sister to show me and tell me some things about satellites, about the space, about crafts, etc. And I think since then, my let's not say dream, but my interest in engineering and in space, etc. started, and that's what I'm doing now. I mean, I'm doing my career in mechanical engineering, which can be mixture for aerospace engineering, etc. So I'm on the way to fulfill my dream that I've never thought I would do that.
Thank you, Mona. This is truly amazing. And good luck with pursuing your dreams. Anud?
Okay, so maybe I don't have an interesting story as Mona, and that's why actually I would be here, because I didn't get this fascination like when I was like young or a child, or as what we always get. Because basically I was not in the environment that would provide me with like a hope that I can be there. So I got it so late. It's like in the last year in the secondary school before even applying for the high school, and it was like the point where I was searching on my own where I want to go, and I was like figuring out that these courses that I have been liking like for a long time, that's what I really want to go through, regardless that it was not really an option for me. So yeah, I guess it was pretty late, but here we are.
I think nothing is late. You are at the right place, and you managed to find what you're interested in. Thank you, Anud.
I think in my case also it's same. I actually do not have any exact incidents or something, and I don't know when actually I started interest for STEM, but I think from childhood only I had that. When I grow up, I realized, okay, I had that, because I remember myself playing less with dolls and more with car and aeroplanes. And I still have small cars, you know, very small toy cars. You push back and it goes forward. So, you know, then when I grow up, then I realize, okay, I was interested from the beginning.
It's really nice and interesting to hear that you already can track it back to your childhood, that you were playing with more like stereotypically boys' toys, what people would say. And this would be my second question, actually, that if you think back of your childhood, like, were there any signs how Purnima said that she was interested since her childhood somehow, and later she realized that, yeah, these two, they match, her childhood games and her later interest. Have you noticed something similar, or how was it in your childhood? Mona?
Yeah, actually, I had similar case with Purnima. Actually, we are three sisters, and I was the only case in my family and the only girl that have been playing with cars. I mean, breaking cars, and I had a cousin that we used to rebuild those cars together. I never liked those dolls or beers or something, but I think I'm playing with them now because during my childhood I was only playing with the cars, trying to fix them, trying to break them, etc. So I think, yeah, it comes from my childhood, and yeah.
Thank you very much. Anud?
Okay, here we go again. So it was a bit different. In my childhood, it was kind of, okay, I came from a traditional family where like our parents, they bring toys for us. So I have a brother who is 2 years older than me. he used to get these kind of cars and technical stuff, even if we don't have these games. If we have any kind of like part in the house that it's just not working anymore, remote for TV or whatever, he used to like, he has the chance to play with it and to like disassemble and consider what is inside. And it was never accepted for me, literally. So what I have been getting, the dolls that Mona didn't want to play with, and some cooking games. And actually, it turns out that I hate to cook, but that's what I had in the early age. And I figured out like I do like to play with cars and stuff when I was in the high school, where I entered the Fab Lab, where I started dealing with the 3D printers, where I printed the first model for the cars. And from there, okay, that's what I really want to continue. And yeah.
I think this is a very important message now, what you said, because often in the discussions we can hear that actually this gender bias, that the boys have more opportunities, it is already established in their childhood, that they get more toys which are related to construction, to the field of STEM, and the girls are traditionally getting some toys which is considered to be more girlish. So I think it's very important and interesting that you brought in this topic, because now we can see that, okay, you didn't have the same chances in your childhood, but you are still here. And that's good to see. From this point, we can also move there. Anud, you already mentioned that your family was not the most supportive environment, considering your choice of pursuing a career in STEM. So I would like to ask all of you again, like how your family welcomed your decision. Like, how was it? How was the family's reaction? How was your family's attitude toward women in STEM? And yeah, how were they supporting you, or was it rather a hardship what you had to handle with them? Anud?
Okay, so as I mentioned, it was not 100% supportive in this field. It was supportive in other fields that I don't really consider. And the first memory that I remember, it wasn't like I remember how supportive they are in this field, is that when I went to high school, so my high school basically, even it's called STEM high school in Egypt. It's a new system that only consider these fields. And the only thing that they accepted me to and allow me to go there is that I will be a doctor or a pharmacist, like I will work in a pharmacy. And I was like, okay, let's start it from here. And I joined the school, and in like the second year, I have to choose which specialization I'm going through, like math and technical and engineering fields, or the medicine and the biological studies. And from there, I remember that our parents, like one of the parents, should go and sign on some important papers while the student is choosing the specialization. I remember that day, my father came with me. He chose for me the science and the biological fields, and he signed it, and he left. So after a week or 2 weeks, I have never attended any of the biological classes. I was always in the math classes, and like I have got a warning that I'm not attending the classes. And I was like, I attended every day, and then I went and I was like, that's not what I am joining right now. I'm in the math classes. And then I had like a private discussion with the head teacher at the school, where I switched from the science to the math, and I haven't told my family. They got to know it like maybe 1 month before the exams. And I think it was not the happiest news to them. So I guess they still don't accept what I'm doing, but they start getting like used to it. Yeah.
Thank you, Anud. Thank you for sharing it with us. Mona?
Yeah, so for me, for the first steps in engineering, it wasn't not the supportive kind, but not the expected at my first step, because at my second year of high school, I had to choose between economics, scientific studies, and literature studies. And because I'm a writer, and I have been a writer since a very young age, so everyone was encouraging me to choose the literature studies. And because I'm really excited and interested to learn languages, etc. So everyone said, okay, you are going to literature studies. And I said, no, it's not my field. It's just a hobby. And I chose scientific studies, where my mom still had the dream that I will be a doctor. But on the third year of high school, we had to choose between more specialized scientific studies, mathematical studies, and here I am. I chose mathematical studies. I was really brilliant in mathematics, and my supporter number one was that he was always believing in me. And I remember that in each math test, he was saying, okay, in Tunisia, the system is on 20. So he said, if you will get this time 15 over 20, we will go to the park. If you will get 19 over 20, you know, he was like encouraging me, and my passion to math was growing with that. Then after my high school, I chose Preparatory Institute for Engineering Studies, where are 2 years of just preparation for engineering, no field. And okay, it was normal, but not for my mom, who expected me to be a doctor. And she was always pushing me, okay, think again. I mean, it's good to be a doctor, you are a girl. And I said, no, mom, it's not a bad thing to be an engineer. It's a good thing, actually, you should be proud of me. And yeah, I finished my 2 years, and everyone was expecting me to follow computer science engineering, maybe electrical engineering, industrial engineering. And my choice to come here and be mechanical engineering was really surprised. I mean, I remember people from my family saying, so you will be under the cars, fixing crafts, etc. I said, no, it's not that. Mechanical engineering is not that. It's far, far away from that. And yeah, after that, and with the support of dad and mom, who accepted that later, yeah, here I am.
Thank you, Mona, very much. It was really interesting to hear both of your stories. And I don't know, Purnima, what kind of experiences do you have?
I think my experience is completely different from what they had. My family was extremely supporting when I chose to study science, and I do not have anyone in my family who studied science before or after me. So my family was extremely supporting and happy, and they're still supporting. They let me do what I want to do. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think it's also like, it was interesting to hear like what kind of hardships and challenges you were facing when choosing your own field of choice. And I think it can be also encouraging and empowering for the future generations to figure out what they are really interested in, and to choose what they would like to choose, and not let them influence by the society, by their micro or macro environment. And also, you already reached the next question. It would have been my next question about the school, what you have attended, whether there was some teacher who was supporting your choice, or how did you experience, for example, the specialization? How was the boys and girls ratio? How did it affect you?
Let's go with Mona.
Okay. Okay, for me, after choosing mathematical studies, I thought I will finish in just mathematical studies, and there I had really a good experience with one of my math professors, who was always proud of how far I'm achieving in mathematics, how far I'm intelligent as what he said. And he always said, I mean, for me and in front of all my colleagues, Muna, I really hope one day you will go to engineering studies. Muna, I really pray to God that you will be an engineer. Muna, engineering field will be really, lucky to have you. And I was like, no, thank you, because it was really hard in Tunisia, especially for those 2 years of preparatory studies. And then I found myself in engineering studies, and I'm really thankful for him for really encouraging me to do that. And I think he gave me he gave me the first step to do it, and it was really good.
Thank you, Mona. Purnima, you also wanted to share your story.
Actually, in my case, I had a teacher. She was teaching us sciences in middle school, and she was very feminine and pretty lady. And once she mentioned in the class that once she get back to home, she had to fix the hand pump. In India, we use a lot of hand pump, and I couldn't imagine that this lady can actually fix the hand pump. And I felt, that's cool. That's absolutely cool. I mean, it was it was so amazing to me that like a very feminine pretty lady will go back and will fix the hand pump. So yeah, that's the moment I felt this is a cool thing to do.
Thank you very much. And how was it like when you were attending this? For example, Mona, you attended this this special year when you were preparing for your studies, or Purnima, you were also attending some special classes in the high school. Like, how was it like? How many boys and girls were participating in these classes?
In my case, I'll say it's a bit interesting because in my high school, I choose physics, chemistry, mathematics, and computer sciences. And there was no girl apart from me. There were 40 boys, and I was the only girl for 2 years of my high school. And in the beginning, like it was probably I wasn't able to mingle up with them, but after like 3-4 months, it was amazing. And I mean, it was a good time, worth remembering.
It's an interesting experience, like how it started, but then how you were coping with it. But also it represents, I think, why we are having this panel discussion today, that guys often in the high schools are overrepresented when it's about to choose.
Yes, that's true. Actually, that's what happened. As I said, there were 40 boys and I was the only girl in my class.
Thank you. Okay, now I think already our time is very limited. So just a couple of more questions, like how do you see it now? Like if you have your past, your experiences with your choice, how you have started your path on the STEM career, how do you see it? Like, was it like, did you experience those stereotypes already, like when starting your studies, or how do you say, like, the opportunities for you for boys and girls are the same, or what are the hardships, what are maybe the advantages, what you can take some advantage that as a woman you are also good enough and you can achieve also the same results as boys?
In this matter, I think opportunities are equal and there are ample opportunities, anyone who is willing to put some effort, and what I felt that the stereotype, what I will like to discuss is that in a very small age, people put in girls' brain that you are not good in maths, you are not good in science, that's what they carry in their head, but which is not true. Everyone's brain power is same. So if you are willing to do something, there are ample opportunities. And as I have said, I mean, in workplaces also there are a lot of men around I work with, but they are very supportive, people are supportive, people are appreciating. We just need to put effort, that's it.
I think this is an important message, what you just have said. Anud, I see your hands.
Yeah, I totally agree on what Purnima said. Like in the education field, whatever you are going to do, you will get paid off. Like if you are studying hard, you will get and you achieved something, you will get it. So basically, we just have to go through it and to do it. And finally, we will find it's really equal if we really show our abilities. But the point that girls are not really confident enough to go through these hardships and try to present themselves, and that's why we are kind of less. And it goes also back to the stereotypes, as Purnima mentioned, which we have to really neglect right now.
Thank you, Anud, very much. Mona?
Yeah, actually, for me, the inequality of chances between girls and boys, it's not even a topic to discuss, because if you have the willing to do it, if you have the enough strength to do it, you will just do it. It doesn't matter if you are a girl or a boy. And as Purnima said, opportunities are everywhere. They won't say, no, you are a girl, you can't do that. You can be even more overstanding than a guy, than a boy, and you can achieve much more better. So, and there is a French quote that my dad had always told us, if you want it, you can do it. It's just like that. I mean, if you really think that you have enough faith in yourself that you will do something, you will do it. Sooner or later, you will do it, and you will see yourself achieving your goals. It doesn't matter if you are a girl or a boy. It's just a dream. It's just a goal, and you will do it if you have enough faith in yourself.
Thank you very much. It was very, very motivating to hear your stories, your experiences. And the last question, like, what would you advise for the future generations to those girls who are about to or hesitating about to choose these professions or no?
Yeah, maybe I would say, actually, I'm so young to say that, but I would say just don't listen to anyone. I mean, it's your own life, it's your own dream, and you can do everything. If you are really dreaming about something, you can do it. I mean, I have been really brilliant in math, where people were saying, as Purnima said, as Anud said, math is not for girls. I mean, they are going more for science, etc., literatures, but no, it's not the case. I mean, sometimes girls are dominating in those fields, you know, so don't just say I'm a girl, I can't do it, or my family doesn't want it, I can't do it. No, we have an inspiring story of Anud, who just overcame everything and now she's a brilliant student. So just go below it, after a dream. That's it.
Thank you, Mona. Anud?
Okay, so my message would be kind of similar to Mona, of course, because we are going here through the same approach where we have to motivate the women to join more because we really need them. Like the field is, we need more women. We need, it's not now about women or men, but we have to know that we need a human being who's really passionate about what they are doing, who are willing to do whatever it takes to just reach what they want. And we are not actually like doing kind of things like men or whatever. We are now doing things for our society, for the development of the world. We have to keep it going, and we need just a person who has enough motivation to go through the work, to work with teams, to just do whatever it takes to reach something better and to develop our life. So just join, we need you.
I think
On this, I completely support both of these girls. Whatever they spoke is like absolutely perfect. Yes, that's what it is. I mean, I don't think you have to think about your gender to study something. You know, you do whatever you do. You are an individual human being. End of the day. So that's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the students who participated, Anud, Mona, and Purnima, and Professor Kolar from the University Institute side. I think your message is clear, and I couldn't agree more your message, and I was really excited to hear your stories and experiences. So thank you very much for this conversation, and have a nice day. Bye.
Bye. Nice day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.